Welcome everyone to another episode of Modern Wong Chat, where I get to deep dive and have some long conversation with my friends from different industry. And tonight we have the amazing Pamela Horton. I'm gonna bring her on and let's talk. All right, welcome Pam.
Yo! Hi,
Hello. Oops,
my
let me
name
double.
is Pam.
I know. Let's see. I'm losing your face here. There we go. There you are.
I didn't have a face for a little bit, and I was a little concerned, and now it's there.
No worries. Like I last time I actually, I'm still pretty new to this podcasting. Last time I was actually doing the podcast the whole time. I mean the audience can see me, but my friend could not. So I didn't realize it.
Oh.
And then it was kind of weird because I keep describing things to him. I thought like you can see me, like why are you confused?
You
And then
can't see me gesticulating. I'm making a shape, and you
yeah.
can't see me making it.
And then I realized, oops, my bad. So but I keep trying to improve it. So hopefully I'm getting better and better.
Well,
Um
lessons learned every time.
Yeah. Well, Pam, actually, do you prefer actually people call you Pam or Pamela or what's the preference?
I get that a lot, and both of them are my name. When formally introduced, like if like say for a hosting job, I'm introduced on stage, I prefer Pamela.
Mhm.
And my friends call me Pamela, Pam, and they're both my name. So your preference, really.
All right. You also have a nickname, right? It's actually on your computer right there. Um,
Oh, Neritrity?
yeah, it's actually kind of blocked off from the view of the audience, but I can see it too.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people call it Neritrite just because it's I made it up like in 2008 or
Mm,
so because I wanted
that's
something
been a while.
unique to me. If you Google like Neritrite, it's all me unless it's somebody
Nice.
that's like stealing the name to make a an account on some platform or whatever. But I actually had a minor in Greek mythology in college, which is a really weird minor to have,
Okay.
but it is a combination of Nereids or water nymphs and Amphitrite, the goddess of the sea, and so it's Nereid, Nera, Amphitrite, Neratrite. It's yeah.
That's awesome. I mean,
Eh,
I try to have a unique name that's to me, but I mean, even though I did choose Martin, it's not unique enough anymore. Even Martin Wong. If you Google Martin Wong, it will be a San Francisco painter, and I used to live in like San Francisco area, so that was horrible. Well, not horrible, but like it was really difficult to find me.
if
Uh,
you could change your name now to anything, what would you change it
I
to?
don't know. It's kind of hard to decide because it's just so stuck with me. Like if I was a teenager, I would definitely pick some very cringy name. Like something you would hear from like a game or from like a anime or something like Shadow or something. Like, oh, it sounds so cool.
Shadow.
Sure, but like exactly. I'm so glad that I did not have that freedom to do it. I mean, I could have, but I did
I
not do it.
I think I would choose a name like Lorelai or Evelyn. I've always liked those names. Like
Like
back in the day when a young lady in the Midwest, my intentions were go to college, graduate, start a family, be married, and work for the rest of my life. I wanted to name my daughter if I had one Lorelai, and just call her Laura or whatever. Always like the name Lorelai.
that's the standard plan, supposedly, but a lot of people in our industry did not follow that plan really well. Like I picked Martin myself. Martin, I got it from Back to the Future, actually. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, like he's Marty McFly, but his technically legal name of the
it's
character is
Barton.
Martin. Yeah, and I
That's
think I
cool.
only know
There's
it because I.
always a really good story about, like, people who changed their names and for professional reasons, but, I mean, I didn't change my name. My legal name is Pamela Horton, so
That's not a bad thing. I think it's actually easier to. I mean, I think it's back and forth. I had to teach cosplayer before to decide what name they use. Either using a stage name or use like their real name. And I think because what we do is more and more acceptable, so it seemed to be not as bad, and also might be actually more beneficial to use your real given name
Yeah, well, it's good and also bad,
because
like,
people can find you.
People can find me, and I feel like one of the go-tos, especially for models in the industry, is to
Mhm.
go with a full name that instead of a last name, it's a middle name.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
like, Mary Lynn,
Kevin Lin,
or
yep, mhm.
yeah, it's Lynn or Lay, or
Yeah.
Marie.
Marie, yep.
Yeah.
It's a very standard ones. But actually, tell us a little bit about yourself, because for those of people who do not know what you do, uh, what are
I'm
you?
not good at talking about myself.
I know I hate writing about bio too. They always
So
ask you to write your bio. And
yeah, I had to have my agent write my bio for me because I'm not good at like I can't compliment myself, so I'm always just like, I'm a person.
and
I
it sound
live in
weird too, because like they need to make it sound amazing. Like every time I'm
yeah.
guessing a convention, right? And I let them write it, and I would never write such thing, but they would write things like world renowned blank, or like world
Yeah.
famous. Or like, ooh, if I write that
Yeah.
myself, that sound like such a
I
asshole
go to
move to
meetings
do.
with my agent and she makes me feel impressed with myself. I'm like, "Whoa, who's this person you're talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about." But I mean, like, I think like the basic me is I was actually born here in California, Los Angeles area. And then at about the age of 9, I moved to Kansas, where I moved around a bunch, and got that Wichita area,
Mm,
Midwest, small community raising in Clearwater, Kansas, where I graduated high school, went to Wichita State University, and majored in psychology. And as I said before we started the stream, I had a double minor, and one of the minors was in Greek mythology,
mm,
and I had the intention of being an art therapist. But when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a concept designer or concept artist in video games because I've been playing games since I was 5 years old. And then I made the plunge, moved to LA, and got my foot in the door in gaming. And I dabbled a little bit in modeling, but that wasn't like it's when people ask me how I got into modeling, I always say I tripped and fell because it was never something I pushed for. I never, pursued it actively. It just happened. I literally the way that I was actually discovered as a model, I was on MySpace back
oh,
in those days.
MySpace.
I took a selfie, and this is gonna sound super creepy, but a photographer in the, Wichita area was like, "If you can take selfies like that, I can't even imagine what you could do in front of the camera."
Dang.
And so that's the first time I ever modeled at the ripe old age of 18, and yeah, then now I'm working in gaming as a host and a streamer and a content creator and a health advocate. Guess that's the best way I mean, I'm up for
That's
questions.
amazing. That's
I
great.
don't
Like,
know how to talk about myself.
no, but that's just amazing.
Tony said to not forget I have cats.
You
I
have
have a cat.
cats.
I'm a crazy cat lady. I have 3 cats named Moose, Squirrel, and Turtle.
Today I was stuck in my house. Well, not stuck, but kind of forced myself to stuck in the
Everybody's
house.
stuck in their house.
Yeah. So I have a camera, and there are cats in the house. So I got pictures of cats. Yeah, they actually look. Yeah, people love it, and I'm kind of mad because those pictures are doing so much better than my other photos.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, when I do charity streams or, like, promoted streams, a lot of companies and, like, Facebook and Twitch have learned to promote my cat cam instead of me because I actually have like, in OBS, I have, like, cat cam full screen,
but
me in the game as cat cam,
but
and
wouldn't the cat
then
move around? Like how?
well, yeah, it's on a here, I'll show you. It's a camera that it's just a little,
Mhm.
little Logitech camera, but it's on a really long cable. So wherever the cats are, I can move the
Mm.
camera around, and people love it. They love it. They're down for the cats. The down for the cat cam.
So I realized that with an Android phone, I actually tried it before. I can actually do a live stream cat stream or any kind of stream with my professional camera, like moving with it. like technically it's doable.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
even
I mean, I think I told you
small
about
cat.
how I have a Sony,
Mhm.
A7R2 as my main camera,
Mhm.
and, I mean, it's very, very stationary, but the
Yeah,
Logitech is mobile.
I can do it as a mobile stream. So
Yeah.
that's so maybe I'll do a cat stream sometime. I'm not sure where the cats are right now, but maybe someday.
Usually, the best way to do it is have a like, their favorite
Snack,
thing, like,
food.
the
Oh, the
like,
toy.
their t no, actually, something for them to lay on, for them to
Mm.
loaf on, and then
Mhm.
set up a USB extension cable to be able to reach to wherever they are, and
Mhm.
then just have a section of the stream dedicated to a cat, and your numbers will, like, just like
That's the thing. Like, maybe I should switch from being a professional portrait photographer to be. I'm a professional pet photographer now, specifically
cat.
cats. Cats.
You would do so well on the internet.
I would be so mad. Like there are so many popular cat Instagram accounts that I've seen, and it's like, what am I doing in my life, man? Like, I should just get cats.
The thing I love and hate about cat Instagrams though is that a lot of people like steal cat photos and then
Mhm.
don't credit the actual owners, the people that took the
Mm.
photos. And like I'm sure you as a photographer understand these feels like people
Mhm.
stealing photos and not giving you
Always.
credit. And so when an artist or like a kitty mommy or daddy doesn't get credit for, like, their cat being silly or cute on the internet.
Mhm.
I it makes me so mad.
But yeah, there's few cats that I kind of see on the internet. I'm like, oh, I know who they are, and I see them on Instagram. It's like, oh, they're famous cats, and they have merch and everything. Like they're better influencer than a lot of my friends.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
I actually when I have like, a on-camera voice and my cat Moose hears it, and he, like, comes in and he's like, "Hey, I wanna be on camera," and he, like, makes a fuss, and he comes up into my lap, and he wants to be seen. He's probably at the door right now trying to get in to
So,
my office.
just talking to someone. I must go watch. I
Yeah,
must be in it too.
"I need to be seen," is what Moose Cat
Moose.
says. But he's my best friend in cat form, so
Good.
he gets what he wants.
So you said you also like went to school in Kansas for a while.
Mhm.
First of all, when you move from here to Kansas, do you have to change your accents? Like, cause is the Midwest accent a little bit different?
Well, I've actually I tried really hard to not. They're actually the only accent that's ever stuck on me is I was engaged to this guy who was from Wisconsin,
Mm.
and sometimes you'll hear a little bit of a Wisconsin accent come out of me even though I've only been there 3 times. He kinda had a little bit of a Wisconsin accent, but, like, yeah, sometimes I'll, like, "Oh, yeah, I have a missed call from my mom," and you
Mom.
just little things like that, like, "Oh my god, I went to the store and I just couldn't stop," just that's the only accent although I've had some people say that they hear, "You're from the Midwest," and I'm like, "How can you tell?"
Mm.
'Cause
It's
but
not
I
it's not
can
like Canadian accents where you can really hear it or some other
yeah,
or more, of
yeah.
course, obvious ones, but
I feel like but I've been exposed to a lot of dialects, so I feel like I can pretend really well. That's why I like to there's this weird thing I like to do, don't judge me, but when I'm on, like, planes or, that you're never gonna see this person again in your life,
uh-huh.
like, test your improvisational skills by, 1, doing an accent, pretending to be something completely different than what you are, like,
Mhm.
different name, everything, like, it's, like, kinda deceitful, but it's also kind of fun
It's good practice.
because yeah, it's I've had a lot of great plane, flights because, there's always the people that wanna keep to themselves, and then there's the people that really, really, really wanna talk to
Oh, yeah.
you, and then I just have fun. It's a good time.
I feel like if I do that, I will do it and then I'll fall asleep and I wake up and I'll forget about it and they'll be so confused. Like,
I can
"What
sleep on
happened?"
planes, though.
Oh, that sucks.
I know. I don't even want to talk about why I can't sleep on planes, but it's really weird, and I've never been able to sleep on planes comfortably. And
You have to travel a
so
lot too, like me,
yeah,
we go to events a
yeah.
lot. Oh, not anymore, but
Hmm.
still, we had to before. And oh, I'm luckily I got very good at sleeping on plane, like a sleeping mask, earplugs, or headphones. Done.
Good
Pass
for
out.
you.
Oh,
Like
instantly fall asleep. Yeah.
I can't. I have to like plan for being awake, and then like going to other countries and stuff like that is
Oh,
especially
13
hard
hours, right?
because can't I have the hardest time sleeping unless I'm in, like, first class, which I've never done. It's like, I need a
Tranquilizer.
full out bed. I need a bed. I need to lay down.
At least I am not having. I was feared that if get so good at falling asleep on the plane, I would have to have like create the same environment sleeping at home. White noise and
Yeah.
shakiness. Good thing I didn't have to do that, but yeah. So, well,
Noise canceling headphones.
yeah. Well, the I had actually this is not a promotion, but I got the AirPod Pro, the Apple ones. They're actually pretty good. I had the Sony
Like
one.
the noise canceling ones?
Yeah, the new one they have noise canceling with it. It's not. I mean, it's not
Hashtag not an ad.
not an ad. It's like the because everything has to be sponsored now. It's a hashtag not sponsor. But yeah, no, I mean, of course, it's not gonna be as perfect as the noise canceling over the ear headphones like this kind, like the shape of it. But it still does a pretty good job. So I'm happy with it.
Are those Astro? Is that an Astro headset?
This one are the
Yeah.
Logitech ones. But it's the same family
Ah.
now, right? Because Logitech
Yeah.
own Astro, they own Blue, they own Streamlabs. It's actually
Yeah.
everything I'm using right now. So again, not sponsored, but everything I'm using here right now, the webcam that talking to you, like yeah, and even like I have the same Zelda one, the one that behind you, the Nintendo
Uh
Zelda headphones, Astro.
well, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's why the shape of your headphones was why I asked.
yeah.
I was like, the chat can just barely see the headphones, but they're
Mhm.
actually, they're eh, they're actually in
Oh,
use.
cool.
My boyfriend has a desk right next to mine, and he actually, on most of my streams, he there's a microphone we have set up for him. He doesn't like to be on camera, but he likes to talk
Charming.
or contribute, so we have a microphone set up for him, so he has headphones for what he's doing and what he's got going on.
Nice. Yeah, no, I have that pair. It's totally new. I think I should give it out or something. I have so many different stuff that I get from events or companies.
Give
Uh, sorry, I'm losing you for a second. Yeah, so yeah, maybe I'll do some giveaway or something. But one problem is that for people like us is that we cannot enter giveaways, or at least I try not to, because
enter giveaways?
yeah, because I work with so many companies, so I feel like I'm not allowed to win regardless. It would seem like a
Okay.
conflict of interest, even though there's no conflict of interest, or like it's all really by chance and randomness, and I still win. And I would just nowadays I just don't enter because it's just
I don't think I've ever like, ever since I got into gaming, I don't think I've entered, like, a raffle unless it was for, like, concert tickets, but I
yeah,
feel like that's different.
exactly. That's a different industry, That's what we do. But no, tell me more about then gaming and hosting. How is that like? Like,
Well, it actually, like, again, another situation where I kinda tripped and fell into it. It was a stepping stone to get in to do what I wanted to do, which was, get into game development and, again, art or, community or PR. I've always just wanted to work in, like, gaming companies, but since, I started gaming, I learned really quickly how complicated and some companies don't take very good care of their employees, and I
mm,
learned that the hard way. There's a couple big companies that have burned me hardcore, and not just like one or two or three times, like 11
oh
times.
god,
And so I just I don't think I could get into dev anytime soon.
maybe
But
start your own little game dev company.
oh, that sounds even more stressful than joining a company that's already established. like worrying about money and then like deadlines and then like not meeting, like if I have a board, it stresses me out thinking about it.
Uh,
But as far as hosting, I mean, I one of the things that I love and one of the reasons that I studied art therapy in college is I love people. I love meeting people, I love talking to people. I like
mhm,
cheering people up and making people feel good about themselves because I feel like we live in a world now where a lot of people just tear each other down. Like that's the default, especially here in LA where it's like the
mhm,
me first mentality. And so one of my favorite ways to host is event hosting. I like to I can do studio hosting, I can do teleprompter, I can do live feed, I could do all that stuff, but
mhm.
where I thrive is at events, on the floor, like live or, doing segments with unscripted interviews. I think that's my favorite, especially game devs who are super excited about their game releases.
Do you think it's challenge you more when you do those kind of interview because a lot of things that you're saying you're doing has to be on the fly, like not scripted. So and you have to like respond differently depends on what they say and ask different type of questions. So you have to be very knowledgeable as well too, right?
Yeah, so it's complicated because it really depends on the company, the game that's coming out. So usually, like for instance, when I went to the GameStop managers conference,
Mhm,
I did a couple on the floor interviews, and so there's the game devs, and then there's the PR companies that represent the game devs that want certain information out there. And then
mm,
there's what the game devs want to talk about, and then there's highlight points that GameStop wants to talk about. So I have to remember all this while on the floor, but also keeping it kind of fluid so it seems more like a
mm,
conversation instead of like a because, like, if you
mm,
watch,
mm.
interviews, you feel like the hard turn where it's like, "We're talking about mechanics. Oh, let's talk about, online, such and such." Like, it's a
Uh-huh.
hard turn instead
Mhm.
of a
Smooth.
gradual, smooth transition into topics that are
Interesting.
relevant.
Uh-huh.
Nice, like, working on the segues in a social way, I feel like is and plus, I think if I had a superpower as a host, I
Uh-huh.
think that, a lot of devs are very, like, closed, they're introverted,
Mhm.
they don't know what to
They like
say.
making games. That's what they want, but not
Yeah,
talking to
they want
people.
yeah, exactly. They're like, most of the time, like, half the time, I'm not even kidding, the people that I interview are like, "I had no idea I was going on camera, uh, oh, I don't know what to say," and then they get, like,
Uh-huh.
really stressed out, and, like, sometimes we have to do multiple takes because 'cause they're like, "What do I have to say? Oh," like, they get really stressed
Mm,
out, but I like making a comfortable environment where it's like, "No, no, no, don't worry about it," like, say it how you would
mm,
explain it to, a fan or, say, you're talking to your friends, like,
mm.
talk about the things you're most excited about, and, yeah, I like making that environment and, most, this be my only brag, I usually do it in one take, like,
Nice.
most interviews I do in one take.
So, you do hosting with, GameStop. Do you still do that, or was it
Mhm.
previous? Okay, so
Yeah. There's like, especially with E3 being canceled, that's the
mm,
biggest event that I do for them. But I still do. I'm, in talks with them and working on, how we're gonna, go and do stuff from here. But I've done hosting for Nvidia, Razer, Blizzard, Nintendo,
all
like
over the
I've
place. Yeah.
all over the place. Like
So for the GameStop stuff, where do they go on? Is the website or the TV in the store, or like where are they?
GameStop TV runs on a loop in the stores, but then they've also started a YouTube channel. And then this last E3, we actually did for the first time ever in the history of GameStop TV, we did a live stream
Mm,
talking about the announcements as they were aired
mhm,
at E3 or at the conferences. And so as conferences happened, we do a segment talking about our thoughts and impressions
mm,
about announcements and and reveals and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool to be a part of. And um, Eric Conway, who actually is another one of the hosts, and he's actually a producer, he's a director, he, like, wears many hats at GameStop TV, and,
Mhm.
my hat's off to him because he is a very talented guy who does a lot of stuff, and he's got a lot of pressure on him, and he's also the lead singer of a metal band, which is pretty badass,
How can he do
but
so many things?
I know, right? He's so cool. But I got to host that with him and it was really fun. It was a lot of fun. It was 2 like 14-hour days, but it was
Oh god.
amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun because it wasn't like talking to devs and
Mhm.
PR people telling me like, "Well, we need to
You have
talk
to
about
say this
this and
point.
do you mind asking about this?" And instead it was
So
just like,
that's
"Oh my
actually
gosh."
that's what I want to ask you. Like, are there some certain points that maybe GameStop or PR company or whatever wants you to really talk about, but the game dev, of course, they want to talk about certain mechanic they really like or like they really enjoy doing the story, so they'll tell you about the story. But then you have to go like, well, no, 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 tell me more about like the price point or something.
That's where editing comes into play,
Mm,
because, I want them to talk about what they talk about, and if it's tangible footage, if it's something that's relevant that can be used, it will be put in, but there are the things the dev wants to talk about. PR people, like, it depends on, like what's the biggest appeal to this game? They wanna talk about that. Like,
mm,
"Oh, let's talk about the cross-platform integration that's coming out
mm,
such and
mm.
such date. Like, let's hit on that." And then they want me to ask the dev about that, and then the dev is like, "Cross-platform goes live on this date." And then, he's obviously not excited about that aspect. He
And
or
people,
she
yeah, people
is
don't
not as
realize
excited about that.
sometimes that like there's it's not just one game developer, there's multiple in a company. And
Yeah.
it sucks when they're being put on the spot answering question of things that they might not know for sure. Like, oh, when's it coming out? It's like,
A lot of the time it's
5th
creative
March?
directors, art directors,
Mhm.
so they know a lot of the stuff about the game, which is why they get put in front of the camera
Mm,
because they know a lot about the game. But the PR people are like usually most gaming companies, development companies have a separate company that runs their PR,
mm,
manages their like influencer teams, their media teams. Like for instance, the company Golan runs PR for Nintendo.
mm, mm.
So they're aware of the goings on and the things that are going to come out and to prepare and help get the word out there, but they're not there behind the scenes developing the game.
Yep.
So
They
it's
just know other
harder.
facts too, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like they see, base points where they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
selling point. We need to talk about
It's
that."
the difference
And then
between a car salesman and the car mechanic or people who build a car. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny talking to PR. A lot of PR agents, don't get me wrong, love video games, play video games, but then there's like another half of them that are just PR
Mhm.
people that got into gaming because of availability of jobs and things like
Mhm.
that, which is great. But their lack of enthusiasm and sometimes lack of knowledge makes for weird interviews that we have to cut around.
Mm, mm, mm.
And it's a complicated process, but at the end of the day, I have a lot of fun, and the companies that I've worked for have been amazing. I don't think I've had very many bad experiences with
Great.
companies that I've hosted for. It's been great.
I mean, you do such a great job. So I have seen you both on stage, off stage, and just regardless, like a lot of energy. And how long have you been? I mean, actively working in the gaming space then?
I since 2011, it's almost 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it doesn't feel that long just because of how long I've been a gamer.
Hmm.
But yeah, 10 years. I remember. I remember my first interview and how nervous I was, and then once I was done, I was like, "Wow, that was that was actually not that bad. Okay, I think I got this." And then, yeah, there were some changes made and, like, there's a whole that's a whole 'nother story, but,
Is
I've
it
always.
is it harder
Huh?
to get into gaming now, or is it easier, you think?
I think the ease of getting into gaming as a streamer or content creator is easier, but when it comes to hosting, especially as a woman, I'm often sick and I'm in my 30s and there are younger women and it sucks, but it is a fact of the environment and entertainment culture in general,
Mhm,
where I don't look feminine enough for some companies, so I don't get hired. Like, for instance, there's I won't name the company, but
mhm,
I was confirmed as a host for a live event, and they told me they were like, "Actually, we're gonna drop you as the one of the live hosts on the floor, and we're gonna
mhm,
go with a man." But
mhm.
instead, they went with another woman who had longer hair and looked more feminine
I had
because.
a friend that had the same situation, and that's not and they both look feminine, but the difference is the other one is blonde, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Uh,
"What?"
and and actually, the crazy thing is, like, a lot of my I lost a lot of followers when I cut off my hair,
Huh.
because they followed the model, not the gamer.
Mm,
A lot of people stuck through because they enjoyed my personality, they enjoyed my zest for life, but, like, people stereotype me as a lesbian, and, I used to when I had long hair, I didn't even wear makeup, like, I didn't learn how to wear makeup until I was, like, 29, so, like, 3 years ago, and, when I'd go to Las Vegas, there was not a single time and this is for work, I went to Las Vegas, it wasn't like I went for fun.
mhm,
I didn't go for fun until after I cut my hair off, but I'd go to these events and the most disgusting things would happen to me because, when in Vegas,
mhm.
or what happens in Vegas. And like the first time that I went there with my hair short, nobody messed with me. Like I am not seen as the ideal like hot girl, and
Mm.
so guys leave me alone, and that's kind of why I've kept my hair short, but it's left a lasting mark on my hosting career because I'm just not pretty enough to be a host for certain companies despite my personality, despite my
Knowledge.
my experiences and my talents, and I have a lot of skills to bring to the table, but that doesn't matter because I'm not pretty enough for their standards,
Do
which
you
is.
still get questioned a lot about your gaming skill and knowledge?
Yes, all the time.
Do you
All
think
the time.
how far are we away from that happening from women in gaming?
It
Are you
happens.
is it in our
It ha
lifetime? Like, in our lifetime, we're like, "Okay, maybe in the next 5 years," or, like, we're talking about, like, no, like, it has to be, like, next generation, 15, 20 years more?
I think I got taken more seriously when I cut off my hair, for starters, because it was, like, again, more feminine looking meant no. But also too, like, I've seen the stereotype. I knew models who were like, "Oh my god, yeah, I play video games too." And I'm like, "Oh, what do you play?" Like, I'm, like, seriously looking for
Mhm,
some, like, "I wanna relate. Yeah, let's talk
mhm.
games. I'm excited." She's like, I like to play Call of Duty." And I'm like, "Which one?" She's like, "Yeah, like the most recent Call of Duty." And I'm like, "You like video games, but you can't name the most recent Call of Duty."
The one that you're playing right
Like,
now?
oh, and I love Mario. I just let you like, I love Mario, like
Mhm.
plumber Mario, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm like, "Wait, which Mario are you playing?" She's like, like Nintendo Mario." And I'm like, "Ugh." There's a reason that stereotype
Mm.
exists. It sucks, but yeah, especially in LA and entertainment, there's a lot of women that wanna be and men, not to
Mhm.
stereotype against women, but there's a lot of people in the industry that wanna tell you what you wanna hear so that they'll be picked up for roles or they'll be discovered or picked up by an agent or
And it
signed to
worked
a
though, that's the
contract.
problem too, because it's push and pull, right? There are people who has to pretend because then some companies like, oh yeah, they play games and they're hot. Yeah, let's just have her on the show.
Yeah, no, I had, there was a couple instances, when I did a couple, interviews, with me as the interviewee instead of the interviewer,
Uh-huh.
for, like, a couple magazines and online publications where, like, they found out that I was a model who was also a gamer, and they were
Mhm.
like, "Oh, this is rich. Hold on." I mean, like, not that I doubt that you're a gamer or anything, but do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? And I'm like, "About what?" And they're like, kind of like a quiz. I'm like, "Are you serious? Like,
Mm.
you're gonna quiz me on gaming? Like, what is this?" And they asked me about Pac-Man and asteroids and, name 3 gaming systems, and I felt, like, sincerely offended that,
Mhm.
like, I wasn't taken seriously because I was a model. It's like I didn't become a model because that's what I wanted to be, but I became a gamer because that's what I've always wanted to be, and that's what I've always been.
Also, they
And
shouldn't be
so
mutually exclusive. It's
yeah. I but, like, when a guy says that he's a gamer, I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah, what are you playing?" Like,
Mhm.
"Well, let's talk about it, let's play. Oh my gosh, you play Gears 5? Hell yeah, let's play."
And I think this
And
actually came up on every single episode so far because, a lot of people I talk with are gamers, cosplayers, and they understand the same experience is that me as a guy, I don't get questioned at all. Like, I can go to PAX, walk through E3. I can walk through E3 and people just think like, he belongs here, he worked in the gaming industry, he's been playing games his whole life, even though that is not true at all.
yeah, yeah. You're Asian, you're
Oh, yeah,
totally
exactly.
a gamer. You're really good at it too, I'm
Oh,
sure.
oh, definitely, supposedly. And I actually I brought this up last time too when I was talking to GB, the ASMR cosplayer. But
Mhm,
I was at a premiere, at an anime premiere, and people
mhm.
just assume because I'm Asian and I'm walking through the red carpet, they just assume I was a voice actor from Japan, like I'm a Japanese voice actor. So people start chasing after me for
For
signatures and
starters,
selfie.
not the right Asian.
Yeah,
Second off,
exactly.
oh my gosh, that's horrible.
It was just a weird experience because there's people who ask me for a selfie and ask me to sign, but then after they do that, they ask me, "So who are you?" So they didn't even know who I was, but just to get
Yeah,
my signature and
like,
selfie,
like,
just in
just in
case,
case you're somebody cool,
Yeah.
I got the picture with you, but now tell me who you are so I can, like, brag about it in a
It
weird
was
way because
so weird.
I don't really know who you are. But, yeah, I don't know how quickly that's gonna change. I feel like we're reaching a cusp. We're
Mhm.
getting there, we're getting there, we're not quite there, but it still happens sometimes, but not as much now. Like, it's easier because,
Mm.
again, I'm not a stereotypical feminine looking woman,
Do
and
you
plus I've
think
got all
if
this stuff behind me.
if we have more professional gamers who are competitive gamers who are female, do you think that would change the perspective or the narrative more?
No, yes and no. I think that, do you remember like a long time ago when the first all female team for Pro League of Legends came out?
Mm.
I think it was like Phoenix or something.
Mhm, mhm.
And the entirety of the gaming world of mostly male just completely trashed them. Like they
Mhm.
made this really cool intro video talking about, their team, and I thought it was really cool, really wonderfully cut, and everybody was immediately tearing them down for absolutely no reason, like,
Mhm.
discrediting them immediately because they're women, and that's
Mm.
it. Like, maybe they on in comparison to the men they may play against, maybe they won't get to the tippity top, but there's
But
reasons like that.
that's just by percentage. It has nothing to do with, like, because they're female. I mean, out of, let's say, 100 players, right?
Yeah.
19 if there's only one winner, 99% of them are not gonna make it. So, of course, there's gonna be a high chance, regardless of the gender, they're not gonna make it, not because they're female
Yeah.
or male. The
Yeah. Oh,
percentage is
yeah.
stacked against them as
Absolutely.
winner losers. Yeah.
Like, I think there was a point that I was gonna make, and I can't remember, hashtag menopause. I think it was nope, I forgot it. It just, like, left it just it left my brain. It
No
went
worries.
somewhere else.
How
It
about
went by.
let's switch topic a little bit. You
Okay.
said you're a health advocate, and of course now we're talking about health issue now. You went
Oh.
through a lot of health issue.
How
How is that like
much time do we
we have
have?
as much time as you want, but
Oh my
give us a little bit
gosh.
about like how are you right now, by the way, and
Um,
how were you?
I so right now I have a I technically have 5 surgeries coming up at the end of April, and,
You got a
I'm
stamp
super
card by this point, by this like you keep
do I
going.
get
Yes,
yeah,
you should like
I got for every 5th surgery, you get
you
the
get one
6th
free.
one free. No, but I'm really close with the team that takes care of me,
Mm,
and they trust me because, a lot of times it's the job of people who work in the ER to, try to gauge if someone's trying to just get pain meds. But my medical team, like, they know anytime I say something's wrong,
mm,
something is wrong. There has never been a time that I've stayed at the hospital or gone to the ER where something wasn't incredibly wrong,
mm,
including prophylactic surgery where I had my hysterectomy. Like,
mm,
nothing technically was wrong. Like, I have what is called Lynch syndrome, which is hereditary non-polyposis colorectal cancer, which
mm,
is a genetic cancer, and I was born with it. Like, can't do anything, can't get rid of it, can't go into remission. It's just a cancer that I constantly have and increases my risk of other cancers. And when I was 18, I was first diagnosed with cervical adenocarcinoma.
mm,
And I've been battling with cancer since I was 18. And I've always wanted, like 18. Holy crap, that's so young. And by the time I turned 29, I had dealt with so much health-wise that I was just like, "Take it out. Just I'm done." Like, I don't wanna have kids. I don't wanna pass on this gene thing, and, like, people are talking about, like, IVF and, like, fertilizing eggs and then picking the ones that are, like, genetically viable, and I'm like,
mm,
"No. If I conceive a child, I will bring it to life. I don't it feels
mm,
gross, like, creating life and then picking and choosing which of my children I'm gonna have, like, that feels gross. Anyways, that's
mm,
something that I personally feel. But I had this prophylactic hysterectomy, and that was, like, a real turning point. From that point on, I had not only did the pathology after that hysterectomy, which for those who don't know what a hysterectomy is, it's when they remove your uterus. For me, I had a total hysterectomy, which is where they removed the uterus and the cervix, and they also took my fallopian tubes, but they left my ovaries. And it was a turning point because um, one, they found cancer in my uterus in the pathology afterwards. Two, I kept growing masses on my ovaries, and they kept twisting and getting torsed. And it was actually the 3rd of July in 2018, I think. It was after I'd had my hysterectomy, and um remember, like, this gradual pain building up, and I thought it was gas. That's how it felt. Like, I was like, "Oh, man, this is bad gas." Kept taking some Gas X and, like, hoping it would go away, and I actually took motorcycle training course, like, while I was having this pain, and eventually got to the point where I was like, "This I can't tolerate this anymore. It's not getting any better. I'm gonna go to the ER." And I went to ER in Burbank, and they did one CT scan and diagnosed me with stage 4 ovarian cancer and told me that they didn't have any oncologists on staff until the 5th and did no further tests. And what had actually happened was that I did have a mass on my ovary, and it had torsed, but it had torsed, and without fixing it, like, it died. It died inside of me. So, went to a new doctor, got went rushed into emergency surgery, got it fixed, and we were like, "Let's try to save the other ovary," and it ended up getting torsed 4 times,
Dang.
almost torsed a 5th time. I just kept growing masses on my ovary, and so eventually, actually January of last year, I was like, "Just take it out, just take it out." So now I'm menopausal, and, because of all the stuff that I've been through and I'm continuing to go through, I am a advocate for the Gilda Radner Cancer Research Foundation, which, helps I give them basically my blood every year to help with cancer research, and it's actually because of that I have
Mm,
2 mutations in my genes, and one of them, they were like, "We don't know what that does," and then the other one, they were like, "That's Lynch syndrome."
mm,
Because of the research that has been compiled in the last year, they found that my 2nd mutation is actually also linked to Lynch syndrome, which puts me at, like, 100% risk for developing cancer again. So, it's just, like, it's it's not if, it's when, and just being vigilant and watching out for it, and it's not just, my lady bit's cancer, it is now, like, colon cancer, nervous cancer, like,
mm,
skin cancer, bone marrow cancer, like, it's like a laundry list of 30 different cancers that I could get that we're screening for. So, I try really hard to advocate for, personal wellness and, like, understanding your body and getting tested, like, a lot of people have done 23andMe, and a lot of people don't wanna do 23andMe, but
mhm,
there's, this, genetic testing, not program, company called Color that
mhm,
actually will test your genome to see if you have any mutations, to see if you're liable for early onset Alzheimer's or, macular
mm,
degeneration and cancers of various kinds, like the BRCA genes, or in my case, Lynch syndrome.
mm,
And so, because there aren't as many people who vocalize about Lynch syndrome and genetic wellness, I told both the cancer center at Samuel Ocean Cancer Center at Cedar Sinai and the Gilda Radner Foundation that if they needed me to help advocate or speak at any seminars, that I would. Actually, this last year at VidCon, instead of I felt like a lot of the other influencers and YouTubers that were up there talking, they were like, the way to become, like, really cool and, like, live, just, like, flow with the breeze, and I go up there and I'm crying talking about how you should get tested and with cancer, you know,
mm,
it's important that I use my platform to spread positivity and health and wellness and to be an influencer, to be a good influence and, to not use it selfishly, which is, not the case with a lot of other people.
mm. Dang, that is a tough journey.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
I I don't know, I feel like if I were so at what age did you first so it's been going on for a while, but at which age was it first this all started?
I got my first diagnosis at 18. I got my Lynch syndrome diagnosis in 2015, whatever age
Uh-huh,
that makes me. Math, can't do it. But so, my sister actually she also had cervical cancer, the same kind too. So I'm trying to help, push for testing to find out if there's a link
mhm,
between the mutation that I have and cervical
genetic,
cancer because the cervix is part of the endometrium, and so it kinda makes sense, but they
mhm,
still don't count it, and, one of the gross things that I've encountered, that kinda kept me I was very private about my cancer,
mhm,
mostly because, like, there's a stereotype that when a woman has cervical cancer that she's, contracted HPV,
mm,
and obviously, that wasn't the case for me.
Mm.
Um, m because, I mean, I don't know how inappropriate this is, but I wasn't sexually active at the time,
Mm.
so, couldn't have happened. And, you know, it I it sucked because there was no Obamacare, and when I graduated high school and then the recession hit, I couldn't be on my dad's insurance anymore, and still to this day, I'm paying off. I did radiation therapy I went in and out of remission 5 times for the cervical cancer
Mhm.
because nobody wanted to give a hysterectomy to an 18 to 25-year-old girl. And, they'd much rather give me these extremely expensive treatments,
Mhm.
and I am still paying that off. Like the I think at one point, it's still kinda close, under 500,000 in medical debt
Dang. And
because I didn't have
I'm guessing you're also pro for, like, a new healthcare system, huh?
not necessarily. I think, one of the things that I do think that the American healthcare system needs an overhaul.
Mhm.
Not necessarily universal, because I don't think that'll ever happen in my lifetime. At
Mhm.
least it might
But
happen
it's
as a
some
past
reform.
law, but integration might be different.
Mm.
I think that one of the most important things that should be maintained is the, pre-existing conditions part of
Mhm.
it, where insurance can't deny coverage for someone, with a pre-existing condition. I've learned through my insurance, even though it's law right now where they have to cover me,
Mhm.
they try to find any reason to not cover me. Like, for instance, in order to have these 5 surgeries that are coming up, they
Mhm.
wouldn't do it until I did physical therapy for a year.
Mm.
They were like, "You can't have these surgeries until you have this physical therapy." And, like, cause they just
Uh-huh.
don't wanna pay for the surgeries. And originally, cause it's gonna be, 2 OR sessions with 2 surgeries and 3 surgeries at once,
Mhm.
and, the they were originally gonna have me stay in the hospital that week in between, but now we're not doing that because coronavirus. They need the beds for other things, so I'm coming home in between.
After this 5 surgeries that you're gonna have, is it gonna be good for a while? Or, like, cause I every time I talk to you, I feel like, "We're almost done. We're good." And then, nope, there's
I
another
keep
5 more.
putting I keep putting the energy out there, like, I want it to be the last one, but because of the Lynch syndrome, like,
Mhm.
I'm actually seeking I am talking to a therapist that's actually on the East Coast that specializes in genetic cancers because it's hard, like, when I had cervical cancer and I went into remission, it was like, "Whew, okay, we're good.
Mhm.
Healthy, we're fine. We
Good
just
to
gotta
go.
watch out for this one thing. Good to go." And now it's like my body is my enemy. Like, it could attack me at any time. Like, when I got the second diagnosis for the mutation saying that I was, like, basically at 100% risk, I saw this mole on the underside of my leg that had, like, mutated in a weird way, and now, like, everything in my body scares me. All pains, all aches, like, anything that doesn't act normally scares me. It gives
Like a
me
mole or
horrible
something.
anxiety. Yeah, like, I mean, like, I have, stomach pain I have, you know, a
Mhm.
fear of my own body,
Like, you
and
could
that
be just
can't go
even eating
away.
something weird, and then it's not even something crazy. It could be like, "Oh, maybe it's
It's,
too spicy."
it's not even that. It's well, I mean, like, I do watch my diet though because my highest risk is for colon cancer, but colon cancer is the easiest to find, which is why, guys should get their colonoscopies regularly because although it is one of the most common cancers, it is the easiest to find, like
Mm.
super easy. Like, not many men and women ever get colon cancer that's not really easy to find if you do your screenings regularly.
Yeah.
But they're trying to amp up my colonoscopies to every 6 months, which is like, oh god, that's too many colonoscopies. It used to be like 1 every 2 years. with
Hmm.
endoscopies every 5 years, which is where they go down to my stomach and my, duodenum or the upper, lower digestive tract underneath the stomach. But yeah, so it's tough psychologically because it's always weighing on me. Like I want to be positive and I want to be happy,
Huh.
but I this is never going away. I can't just magically not have Lynch syndrome anymore. So,
At certain points, have you ever had that scary thought about giving up,
um not
or
giving up
or
because
just make
like
you feel life is more precious, so you treasure it even more, or at least?
it's really weird because, when I was 18 and I was first diagnosed with cervical cancer, the first oncologist that I went and saw and I didn't know any better, I was 18, he was basically like, "You have 6 months to live, you should get your affairs in order, here's a recommendation for a hospice."
That's heavy.
And I know, and being told at the age of 18 that you're gonna die is a lot, and so I had to really, really think really hard on, how I was gonna spend the rest 6 months of my life and, you know, I hate quoting a country song, but there's, like, "Live like you're dying," and I did, and when I sought a second opinion and they were like, "Oh, no, we could take care of this," and then I went into remission, I was like, "You know what? If I had a dollar for every time I've almost died, like every day is precious." And I think one of the biggest reasons that I have the most anxiety about my health now is because I am in a relationship that like before I was like, "You know what? I worked in gaming. I have done modeling career. I've gone and met amazing people. I've met great friends. I've lived such a wonderful life. I'd be okay if it did end now." But
Mhm.
now I have anxiety because I am in this relationship with this man that I love uh, wholly and completely. He is everything to me. And now the thing that terrifies me the most is that something's going to happen to me
Mhm.
and I'm going to hurt him by not being around anymore or having like cancer doesn't just hurt the people who have cancer. Cancer hurts their loved ones and the people around them. Like
Mhm.
everybody suffers with cancer and I don't wanna do that. So, I think one of the things that gives me the most anxiety is
Mhm.
is, you know, not being able to be with Jason.
And it's such a there's a lot on the shoulder too. If you're not feeling well, or you have to go to the hospital or anytime, and they can't do anything about it, because it's your body. But at the same time, you don't want to put that stress on them, and in return, it stresses you too. So that's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. No, it's been a lot, and that's why I've been kind of, like, on the radar, off the radar, mostly off the radar
Mhm.
because, I mean, like, people I've built this reputation as being this really positive and supportive person, and I
Mhm.
am, but I've gone through so much, including, like, a really rough previous relationship, not like, I've been in emotionally abusive relationships, but this one was
Mhm.
tough in a different way, and I think I'm still feeling PTSD from the health stuff and then the relationship, and then, like, I'm still feeling those effects and, talking to a therapist and trying to meditate and trying to get back into yoga and try to do, like, self-healing kinda stuff, but it's like a cement cloud that's just constantly on top of me, weighing down on my shoulders because it's never gonna go away. It's not something I can get rid of, and it's something that I'm always gonna have to be, like, looking behind my shoulder, like, when's it gonna
Mhm.
come? Where is it gonna come from? And when it does come, how long am I gonna have?
Well, please try to stay as healthy as you can. Uh,
I'm trying.
I really like your Instagram sometimes because I have seen you post very real side of you, and
Yeah.
and you talk about like being positive and all the stuff, and that is still positive to me. It's just that normally you see, everyone only posts about the good things that are happening in life, like, oh, I'm getting to travel, or like, oh, I got this new thing, or I buy a
Yeah.
new Switch or something. But you posted your struggle and actually like how fragile we can be.
Yeah.
That's
I
life,
think that
not person, but
one of the biggest examples that I feel that social media does is, like, obviously a lot of people, most people are on social media, so it's really easy. I mean, just socially, like, to compare yourself to your neighbor or to your
Mhm,
coworker or to your siblings, and with social media, it makes it even harder for you to have a full, realization of your self-worth.
mhm,
And
mhm.
so I feel that a lot of people put out the best edited, like softened, highlighted, retouched versions of
Beauty
themselves.
cam. Mhm,
And then yeah, exactly, and especially, like, people who are, public relationships, it's like everything's perfect, and then suddenly we are broken up, we've blocked each other, and everything's horrible.
mhm,
It's like I made a promise from the very beginning, from the moment I made my Instagram account, I was like, "I'm gonna be me, no company, no," like, if I have a contractual obligation that I have to do something, I'll do it, but I used to get in so many fights about what my representation was on my platforms, and I was like, "This is me. This is
like
this
people comment on
social."
your stuff, or
No,
or
like
with companies.
companies like,
Mm,
agencies, companies that I worked for, and, one company in particular, and, like, they wanted me to be a certain person and put a certain me out there, and I'm like, "But that's not the real me." Like,
mm,
it's one thing to go out there and model and, be published in magazines, and that's totally awesome, and that's an accolade that I'm very proud of, but when it comes to how I represent myself online, I'm gonna be real, because so many people aren't. So many people put a smile on their face. It's like, there's a comic once of this girl who's, like, taking a beautiful picture, but behind her, like, she lives in this barren apartment and everything's on fire, like, she's
mhm.
pretending everything's okay when it's not, and it's okay that things aren't
It's
okay.
scary though. It's
And
scary to post about how you really are. Cause like two things, right? Like we like to see happy things. So when we put not just happy thing, you scared that people don't like it. And then also the second scary thing is that what if you post a real you, doesn't matter happy or not, and they really don't like it? Then that's really kind of affecting you very personally then.
Well, I think what has separated that, me from other people who make that switch is, followers and people who, consume content are used to a certain thing.
Mhm,
And when they see something different, they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what's going on? Like, why is this happening? Like, why are you being like this? This isn't how you're supposed to be. This
mm,
isn't on brand for you." And, I made it very obvious that no company is ever going to make me not do derp faces. No company is ever going to make me not be silly and do dad jokes and, show my struggle, because, like, peaches and cream is not what life is, like, and one of the strongest and most greatest, bestest, wonderfulest things that you can do for yourself is understand who you are, like, study yourself, spend time for self-love. I know it sounds super, like, hippie-ish, but, like, if
mhm,
you understand who you are and where your boundaries are, like, nobody can make you cross a line that makes you uncomfortable, because too
mhm,
often now in this world, we have people that are changing themselves because of others. Like, well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? What should I do? These people don't like me. What if they don't like what I'm wearing? What if they like, who cares what they think? Like, live life for you, because at the end of the day, when you're getting ready to slide into your grave, like, what are your last thoughts gonna be? How many likes did you get on an Instagram post? No, it's gonna be, "Why didn't I do this thing? Why didn't I live my life for me? Why didn't," and not even in a
mhm.
selfish way, but, like, you know, getting rid of toxic people in your life and living life for yourself, wearing what you want, being who you are, like really are, instead of, subjecting yourself to the judgment and stereotypes of others. And, I think that I've always like put out that like I'm gonna be me and no one's gonna mess with that. Like
Well,
that's just who I
you
am.
got so close to the gates of death many times. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you have the authority to say like, "Oh yeah, no, like this is some idea that might come to your head and like, you know what, when you do happen to, go to a different world or something, you're like, "Okay, is this what really matters? What actually make you feel more you?" So,
Yeah.
that's nice.
There's a time when, I was on an airplane that had horrible turbulence, and I was sure we were going down, like, I actually dislocated my hip because the turbulence was so bad, and I
That's
thought that
weird.
I was
What?
going yeah, I know, yeah, because, like, the turbulence was up and down, and
Uh-huh.
so I had gone up and slammed down so hard, my hip popped out of
Can you sue
my
them for that?
huh,
Can you sue
no, because they can't control, like,
the
you
weather
know,
or
the
yeah,
weather, yeah. It's also, like, it's part of the fine print that you sign when you buy a ticket, it's a
will
whole
of
thing.
God or something? Yeah, okay.
Anyways, but so I thought I was gonna die for sure, and I was like, "Well, I lived a good life." I was, like, putting the energy out there, like, I was like, "I hope my family knows that I love them and that, like, I was, like, ready to
Mhm.
go because I've been so close so many times that, you know it's easy to default to that, but now that, like, I'm edging closer and closer to events that could bring me there, I'm, like, terrified of it because 'cause I'm like, "No, I wanna love Jason forever, I wanna love my
Does it
kitties
get harder each
forever."
time or
I think it
easier
gets
or
I think it
weirder?
gets it definitely gets harder. It definitely gets harder, especially with the cancer syndrome, like, I don't wanna say normal cancer because I hate
Tip
the
typical or not common,
Um,
majority. Majority.
yeah, typical cancer.
Mhm.
Like it's easier to again, like I said, like we're done.
Mhm.
But with this, it's just every time something happens, I get wearier and wearier, and I get tired really easily, and that could just also be the menopause because I'm a
Mm.
31-year-old woman who's menopausal. I'm on hormone replacement therapy. I get hot flashes and cold sweats, and my body is like, it's like
Extremely confused.
reverse puberty.
Mhm.
My body's like reverting back to the changes of back before everything started happening. But yeah, there's a lot of medical stuff that's still in my future that hasn't been talked about yet. That still needs to happen, but we have to prioritize the things that are more important.
I'm really happy that you're in a relationship. I I would be kind of scared getting into one, right? Was it scary for you to get like
No, cuz I dealt with like the hardest medical things that I went through. I essentially went through them alone. And that's
mhm,
why I was ready to be in a relationship with someone that was going to be there for me. Like, I was tired of being in hospitals alone. I was tired of not feeling important enough when I'm like dealing with some of the biggest events of my entire life.
mhm.
Like I didn't feel like a priority, and Jason takes care of me. He goes with me to all of my appointments. He helps me remember, like, 'cause I'm so forgetful now because of menopause. He has an alarm set for when my patch needs to be changed, and, like, he's, like, ready to be supportive boyfriend
Good.
for whatever I need. Like, he's everything that I need in every way, and, like, I've actually known him, like, since 8th grade. Like,
Wow.
he yeah, I
Oh,
had
so he was from wait, is it home or where was he?
Clearwater. Yeah, he was from, Clearwater, Kansas. That's where
Gotcha.
I moved to Clearwater when I was in 8th grade, and I graduated from high school there.
Mhm.
and he also was born in California, moved to Kansas, so that
Uh-huh.
makes it like
So
even
the
more special. But I had the biggest crush on him, and he was I mean was still is so handsome, so charismatic, so talented, so smart that I feel like there's no way that I deserve his love, but every day I want to try really hard to be better than the person I was yesterday to deserve it. And like in high school, it was always like, "There's no way. He would never I'm just not I can't even think about it. Like, I won't put it out there because it's
uh-huh.
impossible. It would never happen." What I didn't know is he was thinking the same thing. Like,
But you're Pamela
he
Horton, you know how you're pretty, your
I
game
should
stuff.
show you some of the pictures that I have from my yearbook. I wasn't very feminine. Again, my dad calls me his youngest son because I was a tomboy. I'm still a tomboy, but I learned how to do makeup because of hosting jobs. But like my senior picture is just cringy because I was just like, I didn't even know a senior picture day. And I was like, and I just showed up and I'm so embarrassed. But, like I just, I didn't care what other people thought. I carried a teddy bear around in my backpack and I had a blanket that I kept with me all the time. It was a utility blanket, to be
Utility
perfectly
blankets.
honest. It was a utility blanket. It came in handy
Batman.
many times.
Mhm.
Yeah, utility blanket,
Yeah,
instead of a belt,
of course. Definitely. Makes sense.
Yeah, but, Jason and I, like, when, I was engaged at 19, and when I broke up with my ex-fiancé, I called up Jason and I was like, "Hey, so, so I've liked you for a really long time, and I was just wondering if we could, like we could try to make it work." And Jason is an honest and respectable guy, very loyal,
Uh-huh.
very committed. And he was like, "I'm with this girl, and I really want to try to make it work out. I'm sorry, like I really like you and I respect you, and
You
like."
call him without knowing he has a girlfriend at that time?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was before like Facebook was commonplace,
Right, right, right,
like
right, right, right. I forgot how long it
Like,
has been.
no yeah, no Facebook updates so that you could know that someone was in a relationship.
Kids these days do not know
Uh,
how scary that is. Actually, not
yeah,
even
I
that, like
know.
calling someone like if back before even cell phone, like
Before
calling
you could
someone.
creep somebody,
Yeah,
like not knowing, like finding out in person or like,
now it's so
the
easy. They post on their story every day. It's like, oh yeah, you went to get ice cream yesterday. It's like, how'd you know? Like you
yeah,
posted it.
like I got married on this day and I bought a car on this day and I moved into a new house
Milestones.
on this day. Everything's super easy.
Mhm.
But yeah, we had like so after that, later I started dating another guy and then he asked me, he was like, "Hey, like I'm sorry I didn't take you up on your offer. Like I kind of want to try now." And then I was dating a guy that I was like, "I kind of want to make it work." And so it was like the paths never crossed. And then, like I feel that we had to go through what we went through
Mhm.
individually in order to support and respect each other the way that we do now. And I think that things happen for a reason, but I have um around the same time that I got into modeling, he got into modeling too. So I actually have these pictures of us when we were like 19 of us modeling together, and they are so perfect. Like I love that I have them. Like I was 19 and I did a modeling photo with my
Mhm.
current boyfriend and we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary.
You need to show them to me sometimes. That's an incredible story. Like just lots of crossing in, crossing part and
I
come back
know.
in.
I think it'd be a really romantic novel. I should write it.
Maybe that could be your next gig as well.
Yeah, I'll write I don't know if I should make it a rom-com or
And some gaming elements to it, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah. I actually realized the other day, I was like, I've never dated a guy or a girl that wasn't a gamer. Like,
Mm.
being a gamer is required.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like for like I So I'm more in the cosplay scene, right? Of course I'm in
Mhm.
the gaming scene as well. It I thought about, dating people who are completely outside from our industry, who are not involved at all, so then they don't have to deal with the all the stuff that we have to deal with. But
Yeah.
then I don't feel like they will understand the stuff that we have to go through, and that's kind of hard to connect and relatable if they're
Yeah.
so different too. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like I don't know,
I think there's a big difference between people who are like their hobbies are in the industry and their
mhm.
work is in the industry.
For us, it became
And
both.
yeah. I mean, kinda. I mean, Jason is an engineer. Like, he doesn't
Hmm.
work in the industry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but previous, like my ex was in the industry, and that's why I was like, after that, I was like, nope, never. I'm not dating someone in the industry again. I don't want to date someone that's internet famous. It's I actually broke a personal rule, and even dating him, I was like, "I don't wanna date anybody famous. I don't wanna, like, get popular for being anything other than myself. I don't wanna, like, be on someone's coattails as their girlfriend or be known as the girlfriend," and
Hmm.
yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's. I had a conversation with a friend yesterday actually, and I'm worried about that too. Like I don't want to exactly. I don't want to be known as I want to known as someone else's boyfriend or someone else's girlfriend. I want to be known for what I do. But
Yeah.
if you date someone who are both also kind of doing the same thing, then it could be a power couple. But I don't know. It's one of those things that like it sounds great, but in practice could be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of those situations where you go to an event by yourself and they're like, "Oh, where's such and such?" And you're like, "Hi to you too. Like,
Yep.
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking."
Mhm.
Uh,
Yep.
but it's kind of like, instead of 2 individuals
Become
in
one
as
entity.
part of a team,
Mhm.
they become, 2 halves of a whole, and
Mhm.
they are no longer whole without the other half.
Yeah. That's that's a good and a bad. Yeah. I had to deal with that a lot. Even with my friends group,
I'm not going
cosplayers
back. Not
industry.
going back. Never ever. Never, ever, ever. I learned I the last 2 relationships that I've had, I was, like, talked into it. Like, it wasn't like, "Hey, that guy's really cute and funny. I like him. I wanna date him." It was
Uh-huh.
like I was like, "I think we should be friends." They're like, "No, I think we should date." And I'm like, "No, I think we should be friends." They're like, "No, we should date." And I was like, "Okay."
I had never tried to get a girlfriend that way. Maybe that's
I
is that a
mean,
is that a trick? I didn't know that. It's like, yeah.
but I mean, I've not had a healthy relationship
So
start
maybe
like that,
not.
so maybe not.
Maybe not.
Like, it was the persistence where I was just like, "I don't really have a reason to say no. I think you're
Just
fun
wear
to
you
be
down.
around."
Yeah.
But as the relationship progressed and developed, it was like, "Oh, wait, hold on. I
Mm.
have needs that aren't being met, and I am not being received well when I try to communicate that." And I think communication is the most important aspect of a relationship, and if there isn't communication, like, it's just gonna deteriorate.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, those are all amazing story. I don't want to keep you forever. Like, there's so much you can tell me, and I just love talking with you. It's just oh man, and standing next to you every time I feel like she's so strong. I feel like I'm motivated, but also feel weak at the same time. It's like oh wow.
No, don't like, I feel like a lot of people try to, like, they feel, uh they try to compare, and everybody's life experience is subjective. Like,
Hmm.
you are the best Martin, and I'm the best Pam, and you can't compare Martin to Pam because Martin's not Pam and Pam's not Martin. So, like, you've had your own struggles, and life is subjective. Like, don't downplay your experiences or what you've been through just because you don't think it's been as hard as what I've been through. Like, what might have been hard for me may have been easy for you, and what might have been hard for you might have been easy for me. So, I think that
I
that's something
agree.
that I wish to impart on people is don't compare yourself to other people,
And that's the same
Life is
for
subjective.
happiness and sadness. Just because someone is happy doesn't mean you can't be happy too. And same thing for sad.
Yeah.
Someone else sad doesn't mean you're not allowed to be sad as well. Because people always hear
Yeah.
comparisons like, oh, someone has it way worse than you. It's like, yes, they might be in
Yeah.
a worse
Like there's
situation, but doesn't
there's homeless
invalidate.
children in Africa kind of
Always,
situation.
always,
But
yeah. Mhm.
no, like life is subjective and just analyze how your life is going on, how it's happening and set up small goals, long-term goals and just live life for you and, realize that life's not going to happen for you. You have to make it happen.
Well, hopefully you can set a lot of long-term goals. And I wish next time I come visit you, it won't be at the hospital.
I'm glad to hear it. Fingers crossed.
All right. Where can people find you?
Everywhere, forever and ever. No, just kidding. I'm all across the board at Pamela Horton 13, and that
Why
is the
13, by
number
the way?
13. 13, it's my
Yeah.
lucky number.
Uh,
And I just so happen to be the 13th Pamela in existence. That's no,
Did you
that's something I
take
get
out all
asked.
of them?
Yeah, I was like, Hilda, there can be only one. What was that movie? The One? There
What,
could be
Jet
only
Li?
one, and then what else? Yeah, yes, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then also Highlander.
Hmm.
Yeah, all across the board, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter,
Which
Instagram,
Instagram?
and there's also an Instagram for my cats. So
Of course.
if
Which
you're
cat?
if you're down, all of them at Nara Kitties. But
You
yeah,
also stream, right?
so
How often do you stream?
um I streamed Fantasy Star Online 2 yesterday, so
Hmm.
maybe I'll stream again a little bit later. Normally when I put a little bit of makeup on, I'm like, I might as well like film or stream or something. Take advantage of this makeup that I've got on my face. And so I do that.
Are you streaming tonight then? No,
Mm,
right?
I should probably film. Like
Yeah.
I'm behind on footage, so I should probably film.
Yeah, go do that. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and I'm
Yeah.
no, I'm glad you get to share your story. I had a great time. Hopefully, you had a great time too.
Thank you
So,
for having me, Martin. I always like talking to you. You're a fun guy.
thank you. Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I will have a show again next Tuesday. But other than that, thanks for joining and following and everything. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.